that. These put me in the right place. Check, check, check. Servers are still not up. Still offline. Okay. So we're gonna need to do frame view and cat frame X. Actually, just to do frame view today. Maybe I should just do frame view. You're not going to see that, so I'm going to put that over there so you can see it. I will need to take that off, won't I? We're going to have to get a replay first, of course. Before we can start properly testing it. Hey guys, hey Harry. How's it going? Isn't that very cool? Just waiting for the servers to come up. Then we can run a main map game and then I can start testing. Assuming they're going to be up. No, it was up at 11 last drop. I don't know if there's been any updates. Maybe. No music today because I'm dual streaming on YouTube as well. Mic needs problems. Sounds like a connectivity issue then. Okay. Why am I not live on YouTube? Or am I live on YouTube? Am I live on YouTube? I think I'm live on YouTube. Am I live on YouTube? Servers are offline still. Right, so frame views are ready to go. Why is that so warm today? What's going on with my air conditioning unit? Oh, that looks right. Not particularly cold. Up, down. So, that's weird. Not that cold today. Oh, it might take us a little bit of time to cool down a bit. Hey, Lucy. Hey, Zeppo. Thank you for checking YouTube for me. Still waiting for the service to come up. So, order of events. We need the service to come up. We need to switch. Well, I'll just go straight into the new DX12 performance mode. We'll run a main map game, and then I'll take that replay instantly, and I'll start benchmarking it. I want to benchmark it for FPS, and I want to benchmark it for latency as well, for PCL. But it's all predicated on the servers coming up. Come on, servers. So yeah, we'll need frame view for working out the PC latency. But we'll want to compare performance mode DX11 versus performance mode DX12. That's the main thing we'll want to do. I won't bother testing full DX12. But hopefully, because the difference between performance mode DX11 and full DX12 right now, PCL difference is about 0.9 worse for the DX12, but obviously the DX12 is not a cut down performance mode version. So hopefully they've done that properly, and then it'll actually be either the same latency as the DX11 PCL, or it'll be actually better. We'll find out. I mean, it should be better because it should spread the load across all the cores a lot better. It should spread them across all cores, and whereas DX11 basically loads like 2 cores more than the other ones. So it's single-threaded, it's not multi-threaded, whereas DX12 is multi-threaded, and it should load all the cores a lot more evenly. So we'll need one game for a replay, and then we can test it. I may be sitting here for an hour waiting. Zeppo, I put all those prefetches back to auto last night, and I didn't see any difference performance-wise. So I suspect you changing them from enabled to auto, or vice versa. Yeah, I suspect that's just margin of error between the tests on those lows. So this is on the latest BIOS as well. I updated my BIOS yesterday. So it's about the same for these. About the same. Yeah, I've just left it on auto for now. To be honest, I don't think it makes any difference. I think auto is enabled, so I don't think it makes a difference. Yeah, you can see the new BIOS 1605, which came out the other day. So I've installed that. That's what was I talking about? I was yesterday saying that this didn't work. So this AMD chipset software updater. No, it's not. It's the AMD Adrenaline edition. Yeah. So this does not work whilst you've turned off your iGPU. Oh, I'll show you what I mean. That. So this doesn't work when you turn off your iGPU. So you need to go into the BIOS, turn the iGPU back on again, run this, and then it works. So I ran this basically with a clean BIOS, and it worked fine. But the only thing it could find that needed updating was the graphics. That was the only thing. 24H2 cumulative update. Should be up to date with all of those. Resume updates. See what we got. There's a .NET update and an intelligent security thing. I think the history, what number's that? That ends in 660. Don't even have that one. I'm on 24H2. I don't even have that one. Oh wait, it's this one here. Yeah, that was fine for me, that one. That one was fine for me. Successfully installed. I didn't have any problems with that. If you've got Windows update problems, I would suggest running CTT. Run CTT, Chris Titus text tool. Go into config and do reset Windows update. Try that, see if that fixes it. You might need to reboot afterwards, but that might fix it. Otherwise, you're going to have to just Google how to fix it. You've got to reinstall the current version of Windows. Sounds like you've got a file system issue. You can also do system corruption scan. Use that one too, system corruption scan. That might help. Oh, I didn't turn off Windows updates, did I? Oh, wait, no, I want that. I want pause for 5 weeks, please. Yeah, pause for 5 weeks. Chris Titus. This is in my guide. You need to buy my guide if you're having problems. It's there. It's not my tool, it's his tool. It belongs to him. But this is how to use this tool is in my guide. That is the command. It's on Chris Titus's text website. Zeppo says, I have a question. Is it easy to make the RTSS overlay bigger? Reason why I want to film it for some videos. If it's bigger, it's easier to see in the viewer. Well, the overlay, you mean the stats overlay? Yeah, you just basically go into RTSS, yeah? You click on raster 3D and you increase the font size. I mean, mine's pretty big already. Mine's Consolus Regular 32. So mine's pretty big and it goes up here. So that affects the crosshair as well as the overlay. So this is why you have to kind of, this is the first thing you set, then you mess around with the size of the RTSS crosshair. But yeah, I mean, there's in my pack, there's like clean and optimized tools as well. This is why I suggested using CTT to do this instead of my stuff, because you don't have the pack. Attacker. Find Cyberpower and ask about us again and sent me this email. I'll have a look at that. Fans are showing up as well now. Okay, good. Okay, so he's fixed the fans. Yeah, that's in Windows. Yeah, and that's an MSI walkthrough. Yeah, I'm not sure how useful that is, Mike. I ran that tool to ChatGPT to optimize it, make it better for funds. It didn't load anymore afterwards. What tool? What, my one? You tried to get it to optimize my one? Why? My one basically doesn't really do anything. I mean, it's just standard. I mean, my one's just standard commands. Not nothing secret in this. It's just basically really standard commands. I zoom in a bit. I mean, that's all mine's doing. Just ignore the timestamp stuff. Just doing those four in that order. I mean, really basic. I mean, that's standard Microsoft Windows troubleshooting steps. I wanted to, at timestamps, make it to pause. Hey, Cozy. Yeah, I mean, if you want to pause it between each one of these, you can just do an extra pause in between if you want. But you kind of just want it going through as quick as possible. I think the Chris Titus version does a few more different file system scan things. So you might do one at the beginning and one at the end or something. Some file system check things, but I mean, that's just checking the online image of Windows and comparing them and fixing stuff. And that's just checking the file system and fixing stuff. Am I excited for the new season? No. Am I excited for the new DX12 performance mode? Yes. In terms of gameplay, no. Not even slightly excited. It would be awful, from what I think. But if I can get a replay, I can then benchmark it. And then I can tell everybody whether the performance is better or worse than it was before. Yeah, gameplay sucks. Hey, Daniel. But yeah, that's just completed fine. What was the other thing I was going to do? I was going to run CTT again, wasn't I? Check for any app updates while I wait. Check for all upgrades. Have we got anything new? 7-zip Edge. There's some beta. I don't think it should be launching that. And there's a new Epic Games launcher, is it? Okay, maybe I should be closing that. There's a new Epic Games. Oh, okay, it's just done it already. Okay, fine. Yeah, performance mode up. So the performance mode will be awesome because at the moment, what happens in Fortnite is these are my CPU cores. Performance mode DX11 only kind of fully loads 2 of them. And then the rest not so much because it's not multi-threaded. DX12 will evenly load all the threads across all the cores. So DX12 should give you more FPS. Should give you lower latency if it's stripped down to the same level as performance mode for DX11 was. So yeah, that will be good. Looking forward to that. Not so much gameplay. Sounds sucky. Right, so yeah, that did update for processor C because there's a new version. I had it open at the time. Oh, this is, yeah, I'm on betas. Why am I on betas? I shouldn't be on betas. I see, I don't have, oh, you can see it. I don't have include betas on here when it updates, but I have include, seemingly CTT includes betas. So I'm now a beta tester for Processor Sue, apparently. There are no issues. Okay, so that's updated that. Should be a new Epic Games launcher. This is fine. What I might do is I might just do a quick verify as well. Is it worth resetting the Fortnite game folder, do we think? Do we think it's worth resetting the Fortnite game folder as well? Just so it's completely clean. I'm tempted to do that, but I'm worried if there's a big queue for the servers, then I don't want to have to go in twice. I'm probably going to have to restart anyway to put it into the new performance mode. Oh no. On processor, so it shows me that CPU 8 to 23 are on efficiency. Is that normal? You mean they're parked, they're grey? Or do you mean they've got a little leaf? If it's a little leaf, that means they're the E-cores. You can't do anything about the E-cores unless you turn some of them off. They're grey, they're parked. If they've got a little leaf shape on them, they're E-cores. Okay. What else could we check? We're up to date with stuff. I don't think I need to do anything in here, do I? These keep coming back, and it really annoys me that these come back. These do not stick at all. So I don't want Bing. I don't want Snap. Any Snap. I don't want mouse acceleration. I don't want search. I don't want task view. I don't want widgets. And I just want those. But so that's applied them real time. But then if I reboot, these will all be back again. Really annoying. Nothing new. On Discord. Yeah, they're E-cores. You're meant to have those. That's correct. Yeah, E-cores. The leaf means E-cores. I personally, when I was on Intel, I turned off all but 8 E-cores. I found that was the best performance. So I kept 8 E-cores and I turned off all the rest. That way you're not throwing voltage and power at the other E-cores that you don't really need. That reduces the overall temperature of the CPU, but you still got E-cores to kind of run background processes. So I found 8 E-cores to be the sweet spot. I mean, it's not hugely bad if you just leave them all on, but if you're absolutely getting the most out of your CPU and you want to kind of optimize it for gaming as much as possible, I would recommend 8. If you're doing other things, then leave them all on. How do I set them up again like you did? Set what up again? still there. Change the drop down list, Mike. I need Mike on this call. Well, that's terrible. Why is that so bad? Is this because this is running? And where's the NVIDIA control panel? I'm rebooting. Something's not right. Okay. Yeah, so it will be in the BIOS. So you need to go and have a look in the BIOS. So you can, it may allow you to turn them off, it may not allow you to turn them off. As I say, it's not a huge deal, but if you want absolute performance, then you can turn some of them off. You get down to 8. I tested 16, 8, 4, and 0. And 16 was second best, 8 was best, 4th was third best, and 0 was awful. So never trust anyone that tells you to turn them all off for gaming. They don't know what they're talking about. Right, have I got, okay, so the NVIDIA control panel's back now, thank you. That was weird. Maybe that had something to do with the CTT changes I did. Maybe. Right, somebody's got to let me know when the servers are up. Bum, 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 bum. 16 minutes, you think? Maybe. I think they open the servers when they're ready. O's reckons it's 12, yeah, Mike. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, that's Turkish time, though, 2 p.m. You don't have to wait to process it. Right, we should have a 14-second. Yeah, that's fine. Should have a 14-second, 14.9 here for this now. It should say 14.9. $15.5? What is going on today? Maybe the servers are still starting up. The services. 15.5? 15.0. We should have 14.9 though. No, that isn't it. Make sure nothing's gone weird. Yeah, DX12 PM should be better because, as I say, it's multi threaded, so it spreads the Fortnite load evenly over your cores. There we go. We got 14.9. 14.9 is back. Win umbrella. All right, yeah. Dunno. Whoever gets in with me first for the first game. Who's going to get in with me first for the first game? Question. I still can't decide whether I'm going to have to reboot or not. So that's consistently the same for that element. Pretty sure I set this to 26 already. 1A. 1A definitely seems the best for me on this CPU. I'm assuming Mr. Michael won in on the first game. Get that umbrella. $14.9 again. I'm sure I had a 14.9 like 0 yesterday when I changed the LLC. Right, Mike. So you need to for the fan control. You need to change all the drop downs for each fan. Here's that over 15 again. So you need to basically go in to each one of these, each fan, and click on the little down arrow and select whether it's a CPU fan or a GPU fan, depending on whatever you name them here and here. I personally have all my case fans set to max, just a flat 100, and then I use the curve for the GPU ones. So that's why these are listed as GPU in the drop down, and everything else is just set to max. But otherwise, if I had a CPU curve, these will be all the CPU ones in the drop down. What you need to do. And then don't forget at the end to save configuration. Daniel, but so what do I have to put if I have 24 cores and 24 threads? I have disabled my hyperthreading. If you disabled your hyperthreading, then it's just a case of how many E-cores you've got. I don't know how many E-cores you've got on your PC. It'll have, is that 12? Have you got 12 E-cores? I don't know. I mean, go in here, go into processor soup, and count the number of ones in here with leaves on. When I had my 14900KS, I had 8 P cores and 8 E cores after I turned off hyperthreading. I don't know how many P cores you've got. I set them all to the CPU curve. Oh, cool. What else was I going to check? I was going to check something else. I don't remember what it was. Oh yeah, I was going to look at that. You have 16 leaves. Okay, we'll turn half of them off. Set the 16 in the BIOS. Go and find the E cores and turn them from 16 down to 8. What do you need to do? Assuming you have that option in the BIOS and it's not locked down. Okay, you can just manually set them to 100%. Okay, that's fine. But you've got the bottom fan set to 85% for some reason. This is a bit weird. Why have you got the bottom one set to 85, Mike? Why was my stuttering worse on LLC 4? Oh, it's a lot worse, that one. Remove. There was a big drop at the beginning of that replay. I think that's why. I think that is due to that. I don't know the way that drop was so much more than that one. I don't know. I don't think there's much in that, to be honest with you. The LLCs. Bottom fans are 85% as the vibration is crazy. Oh, okay. Um, oh yeah, do a report. That one in there and that one in there. Oh, no, 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 not those two. There. That one in there and that one in there. Okay, let's compare these a bit more. The top one's LLC3. So that's the first, that's what I normally use at load line calibration 3. Is it a good idea to reinstall Fortnite completely? Because that's what I do with big updates like this one. No, you don't need to reinstall. All I've done is I've updated and run a verify. That's all I've done. I mean, if you want, you can reset the Fortnite game folder as well, which I am thinking about doing. I am thinking about doing that, just so it creates a brand new one. So it'll now create a brand new one when I first log in. But my concern is now, if there's a queue for when we get in, then I'm going to have to restart it after I configure everything anyway. So, but I've just renamed it, so it's going to create a new one. Right, LLC3, max FPS, higher. P99 is better on 4. She could have like, that's fine. So averaged, average. Use PDM values. No. All right, let me go through this again. So better on that, better on that. Median was makes no difference. That makes no difference. That pretty much makes no difference. Low average was better on that one. That 1% integral was better on level 4. That was better on level 4. That's better on level 4. That is not better on. That's better on level 3. As is that. That's interesting. Capture standard deviation was a bit better. FPS per 10 watts is better on LM4. GPU is better on that one effectively. The GPU stack should really all be the same. CPU max rate, pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. Well, the same, even though it doesn't measure it higher than 5540. I'm running 55 at 80. CPU temp was actually better the second run, but that's probably because it had been cooling down more. I don't know. From that, I don't know what's better. Honestly, don't know. I mean, I'm running low line calibration level 4 at the moment because Y crunch is better. Is it actually better? Is it better? I don't know if it is actually better. Oh, that does seem a little bit lower, to be honest. 495. I mean, pretty much the best I was getting before was just above 15. I'm going to stick with this because I think it is a teeny tiny bit better. I mean, the only really better scores I've had, I don't know how I even did that one. Right. If I double click that, I can see. Why is that saying my frequency is 5.6? It's not, it's 5588. Maybe the temperature's bumped it up a bit. I don't know. Interesting. 59. So how was I doing this 14.8 one? So that's still with a 103 B clock. Not much is changing there. Yeah, not much is changing there. Okay, let's leave it on the LM thingy. Epic Games dead. Still dead. Yeah, they bring the servers up when they want to bring the servers up. They don't do it on the hour. They go basically, are we ready yet? And if they're ready, they bring them up. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. LLC4, load line calibration. I'm gonna stick with 4. I do get better benchmarks a little bit. That's a bit rubbish today. The servers are not up soon. I'm just gonna go and make lunch. Yeah, that's a bit worse today. That should be 6.6. Why would that have got worse with load line calibration? That is definitely worse. I'm normally, well, yesterday I was at 6.638. Should be 6.6. Why am I a whole 0.1 away? Is it because of that? Is that the reason? Why am I 6.7? Why is my memory slower today? Did I forget to do something in the BIOS? I don't think I did. My Pico Prime scores are worse. Let me have a look at something. 5588. It's pretty much sitting at 5588, isn't it? Sitting there with my power plant. See what it does. See how much it goes down by, if at all. Well, that core clock went down, but it didn't. That's power saving down. That's not. Load down. No, my memory doesn't seem as fast. Why would changing my load line calibration alter my memory speed when the CPU speed's not going down? Why would it do that? Somebody want to tell me that one? 20, I mean, the memory's super cool. So power went up to the memory there and then went back down again. That it was consuming. I don't know, I haven't changed any of my timings. Where's my V core stuff? Okay, so if I reset this, at the moment my V core is 1.15-ish. I put a load through the system. Yeah, that's not drooping at all, is it? What's the V droop if I run a Y cruncher? Reset. All right, watch V core. So that dropped to 0.986 under load. So I am getting some V droop. Run it again. Get rid of that column. Run it again. Because obviously the LLC is designed to reduce core voltage dropping under load. That's what it's designed to do. Okay, 0.977 was the lowest it went there. 977. It only went up to 58 degrees centigrade. Yeah, 0.977. Do I want to play around with this anymore? How are we doing? Are we We've still not got any Epic Games. Still the server's down. Yep, still the server's down. We got any news updates? No Fortnite news updates yet. Right, have you guys all watched the have you guys all watched oh no, what did I just do? You all guys watched the trailer, yeah? This is the new season trailer. So this is Starship Troopers. An 18 film. These trailers are ridiculous, what people are building. That's not how people build anymore. And transform no, that's not Transformers, that's Power Rangers, isn't it? Right, okay. Hmm. Still offline. How exciting. Maybe if it drops some voltage, you have to increase voltage a bit on BIOS. So, meant to do some V-droop, but you can counter that with load line calibration in the BIOS. So depending on which mode you set, will stop the V-droop happening. But the less it droops, the more the temperatures go up. And the more the temperatures go up, the more likely that it will trigger temperature velocity boost, so that it underclocks the cores, so you'll get less performance. So it's a balancing act. You want it dropping a little bit, but you don't want it dropping too much, because dropping keeps the temperatures and stops the cores being going lower frequencies. But dropping a lot will basically cause lag and FPS drops and everything else. So it's a balancing act. You have to kind of really test it. It's different per CPU. Every CPU is going to be different. So nobody can tell you what to use. You have to test it yourself. But that's all part of CPU overclocking. CPU overclocking is a huge exercise in itself. Still offline. What else can we test while we wait? Or should we just come back in an hour? Should I go and make lunch and come back in an hour? As soon as I start making lunch, the servers will come up. This is what will happen. But I'm getting hungry. Come on, Epic. Check occasionally. Check that that's running at 60 hertz. It is. Good, good, good. So these are all alright. Okay, they look like they are. Ooh, why is that not in override to reference mode? I think DX12 performance mode will look exactly the same as DX11 performance mode. I would say the only difference will be the engine behind it. They're late. You got to think how lazy these developers are. They'll just copy paste exactly what they did in DX11 performance mode into DX12. They're some of the laziest developers on the planet. There's no way they're going to be doing it from scratch and it's going to look a little bit different. They're not. They're too lazy. They'll just be copying and pasting. But there's full DX12. There's no grass anyway. There's no. I don't use I just have view distance set to low, and then there's no grass. But you don't want epic view distance ever. I mean, it tanks your FPS. Even in performance mode DX11, you don't want it. The most you ever want view distance on is medium, ever. Textures is a different conversation. Textures moves more work onto the GPU and doesn't really affect FPS because FPS is dictated by the CPU. Oh, I'm glad I checked that. The fact I wasn't running override to reference mode. That's an extra millisecond latency, that is. Okay. We're good to go on everything else. We're just waiting for the servers. All right, I think I'm going to go and make lunch. I don't know how long it is. You won't see the loot on far distances. Well, you don't need to see. You only need to see loot when you're landing. It's the only time you need to see it. A medium is fine. You can see the loot as you're landing on medium. So you don't need more than medium. I always set mine to low though. I mean, if you're landing on a highly contested spot, then maybe you should be reconsidering that as opposed to changing your view distance. I land less contested spots, so I can just land on I can land on a gun or I can land on a chest and not have to worry about 50-50ing anything. Yeah, on medium you get grass again. In DX12 you do, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what they've done. But on performance mode, you don't get grass on medium for DX11. I mean, I don't know if we can watch one of my... Let me open up my stream from yesterday and try and find where we land and see whether low is a problem. Let me have a look. Let's go to my stream from yesterday. All right. Okay. Let me see. As we're landing, let's see how far away I am. Let's slow this down. Let's go half speed. 15. What are we on? 15. 43. 15. Come on, mouse. Go there. Right, let's see how far away we can see the loop. This is on low view distance. I sound like I'm drunk. How speed is that last words? Right, so I can see chess. I can't see floor loot yet. This is DX12 and this is low view distance. I can see there's some floor loot there, but I can't see what it is. Yeah, give me a sec. Thanks. Right, have we got full resolution here? Yeah, we do. It's difficult to see with the stream quality. Is that rendered in yet? I can't see. Now it has. That is just rendered in. And then that is just rendered in. But I don't know about the stream quality. I'm assuming that the stream quality's... But I'm not contested, so I don't really care. Only when you're landing's the problem. But I don't change my view distance even on performance mode DX11, so... we got a survey yet? No. I think I'm going to go my lunch. I think I'm going to go and make lunch. Secure boot is now turned on. Okay, well done, Mike. I hope they can sort out high meshes on performance mode. Back in chapter 2, using Nia was fine until Epic started messing it up. High mesh. See, why do you want high mesh? The problem with the only reason you want high mesh is for builds. But the problem with high mesh is when you build a wall or something, bits start flying in from the side of the screen as the wall's building, and it's really distracting. When you're trying to pick out movement of other people around the walls, you don't want bits flying in from the screen everywhere. So you want low mesh. It's better latency. Okay, it's not a see-through, but it's better latency, and you don't have all the distractions for your eye. So I never understood why anyone would ever use high mesh. Yeah, so RJ, just drop somewhere that you're not conned. Problem solved. And if you are conned, then don't go for the same chests or the other person's going for. You'll win more games. Relaunch Epic Games. I think that'll make it. Nope, server's still down. Yeah, it's slightly better visibility, but most of the people that you're fighting in builds cheating anyway with wall hacks. So probably 50% of people in build fights are cheating with wall hacks. I don't do builds, so I got fed up with the cheats. I left. Zero build only. Fans are now not showing. Yeah, you've got a connectivity problem, Mike. If fans aren't showing up, that's a connectivity problem. I mean, played low mesh for 3 years, but I just had bad awareness on low mesh. Yeah. But as I say, I can't stand the bits flying in from the sides. I can't stand that. It's so distracting. I'm like a dinosaur, right? If I scan a whole area while I'm looking around, I see movement. That's what I see. And if bits are flying in all over the place, people are always saying to me, "How did you spot that person 300 meters away?" I can see because he moves slightly. I've got bits of builds coming in front of me. I'm not seeing anything. It's not too bad, I suppose, if you're just in boxes the whole game. I actually look at kind of a bit further away than a box. They could turn off the distracting bits. I'd prefer the see-through builds more, definitely. Right, I think I'm going to go on my lunch and come back after lunch because I don't really just want to sit here boring you guys. I can't do any testing until it's actually I get a replay. So I'm going to need to log in, play a game, grab the replay, run it through benchmarks. That's what I'm going to need to do to know what the performance is like. But that's going to take a while. So I can't really test until I can get a replay. You're going to go to sleep. Yeah, I think I'm going to get some food. Make a pasta or something quick and then come back in half an hour. I think that's the plan. All right. So back in 30 minutes, see if it's back up again. So see you guys in 30.